Hi guys, welcome. So we're going to be walking through using GoodNotes. If this is your first time, we're going to go ahead and come down here on the right bottom. You can see me highlighting that. That's the GoodNotes app. It'll open up and you have two different views you can select by hitting this little dash line on the right top corner. You can hit it. I like to have them in folders and I like to see all that laid out. But if you like the list view and this is better for you, you can organize it by name, date, or type. So we'll leave it organized by name and I like it like this. You can create folders by selecting the left-hand corner where it says new, and you can go ahead and build a folder. Or you can just even have open documents spread out. I don't really like to have that just on the main screen. I like to have everything organized, but it really just depends on whatever you want. You can also give it a cover, as you can see here on the left. It says simple black cover. You can have that, and then just title your notebook. So that's pretty much what this is for. GoodNotes is a note-taking app. So if you want to start or favorite any of your folders, you can hit the little star there and it'll bring it over to your favorites. And you can see your favorites by looking down at this bottom bar here. At the very bottom, you have documents, a search button, shared, and favorites. So we can go ahead and hit favorites. And there it is. We can also remove it if we don't want it there. I just tapped the star and it was removed. So let's go ahead and dive into the planner. So we'll be using the travel planner for the sake of example. And we'll just open up to one of the main pages here. If you look up in the very top bar here on it's like a little square, 4 squares that are sitting on top of each other, making a bigger square. This is like an overview page. So this is going to give you a really nice kind of just overview of all the pages if you're looking for certain specific pages. If you have too many pages of something that you don't like, you can go ahead and hit select, and you can highlight and move multiple pages at a time. That way, if you want to delete pages, you're not just deleting one at a time. So I could go ahead and select that and then hit the trash button, and that would delete that page or multiple pages. You can also copy, export specific pages, or move just specific pages as well. I do caution you though, when you are moving pages on a planner that has the links, if you move the main linked page, it can mess up the links within the planner. And that can be a big problem when you're trying to navigate through pages. Next, you have the search bar. Here, pretty much anything that you write in your planner. So let's say like I write the word France, and I am planning a trip to France, so it's going to pull up everything that I've written about France, every page that it's on, and it'll take me directly to that page. This is a share button. I think you guys are familiar with that. You can also do notes. Oh, so you can see here. So you can add those in. You can change the name of your planner. So if you don't like that, the travel planner, you can call it my travel or just my travels, and it'll rename that folder for you. As we go along here on the right, this is the favorites button, like I said, and it'll kind of just keep this planner in that section. This add page, we can select that, and it'll always duplicate and give you the option to duplicate the current template page. And you can go ahead and do that if you feel like you need to. For example, let's say that I want another notes page. I can go ahead and select that, tap on current page, and I now have 2 pages. If I want to just add a regular page, you can do this as well. It'll just be between your planner. So let's say that I want to add that page. It'll be between the previous 2 pages. I don't really like that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. So I'm going to hit these 3 little buttons here on the right, and I'm just going to move this page to the trash. Yes, I'm sure. And that page is now gone. Okay, so once again, this allows you to pretty much add or subtract pages. And then you can see down here too, you can do multiple things like add an image, but the image will be also like a new page. It won't be within the document, but I'll show you how to add one if you want to add one in just a bit. Okay. This little section here, this is how you take notes or go between links. So when I'm in this with this pen in the little circle, I'm able to navigate through all the links, right? I can hit everything. We can jump around. If you hit it and you're not on that, then you are in the like writing mode. So this allows you to use this bottom bar and kind of edit. But if I try to hit any of these linked buttons, I'm not going to be able to navigate with the links in this setting or in this mode. So we'll go back just to show you one more time. If you want to delete pages or duplicate pages, you can hit the copy page, and you can also move to trash. We're just going to go through just some of the basics here. That way we're not going into the whole use of GoodNotes. Okay, so now let's move down and hit the writing page. We'll start from the left corner here. You can try and zoom in and get a closer look at certain words. As you can see on the screen, there's like a little box, and then whatever's inside that box is what is being amplified here in the bottom. I don't really use this. That's just kind of like extra. I mainly am here for like the pens and the colors and the note taking. So you can choose your pen style. We have a fountain ball brush. I really like the brush. And then it's also to the sensitivity will affect how thick the lines are going to be. You can also adjust that while moving down. This is going to be your eraser button. So let's write on a page here. So let's say, I'm so excited to travel. And I'm not really liking that, so let's go ahead and delete it. But I want to make it a little bigger because it's just taking too long. So you can adjust the size here on the left and on the right, I'm sorry, and select that. You also have a highlighter tool. You can change the thickness of these here on the right once again by selecting these. They give you 3 different options, so you can adjust the settings here, and it'll tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. I have the second Apple Pencil, so sometimes when you double tap it, it'll take you back to the previous setting. And so you can adjust different thicknesses here. And let's say I want that one all the way to the max thickness. It'll thicken your line to each. So see how I have different thicknesses there. The next tab here on the left is the shapes, and pretty much it just makes like the perfect shape for you. So if you are trying to make, that's supposed to be a box, but there it is, my terrible box. So it kind of just does that. The lasso tool, this one's really cool. So anything that you touch with it, even if it's just barely touching that line, you can go ahead and highlight it, touch it. You can cut it, and then you can hold your pen. You can paste it. It allows you to resize. Let's say that I want to just resize that once again. You can select resize here. I can change the color. I can, let's say that I wrote something, hello, and I want that to be typed up. So I can convert that right here on the very, very right, convert, and it'll convert it to text. And then if you want, you can even export all that text. So if you have a lot of notes or anything that you've written, you can convert it and send it out as text. So let's go ahead and delete all that. And then let's jump to, let's see, what do we want to see? So like I said, if you are looking at wanting to add pictures, so we do have sections in this planner specifically where you can bring in pictures of, places that you want to go, things that you want to see. You go ahead and you hit this little button here. We'll come back to this. This is just like your previously used, like for me, Post-its and stuff, so it'll kind of save those. So here, let's say I want to go to the Louvre. You just hit this little section here that's highlighted right there, and it'll ask you to allow, you know, you to link with your photos, which I did. So I've saved different pictures of places that we want to go see, and you can resize it, you can expand it, we can make it bigger and stuff like that. And there it is. So now I can write. See how that's a little maybe too thick. We want to go to the Louvre. Now it's too thin. So that's how you add that. You can also type in, so that's the next button there, and you can add text. So I don't really use this. I don't have a keyboard attached to my iPad, so I pretty much just write everything, and I really like the look of that as well. Oh, another note here with the lasso tool, like if you are ever, like let's say here with the Palace of Versailles, I want to move this over because I forgot to write Palace of. I just highlighted it, used the lasso tool there, and then changed the thickness of my pen, and there it is. Now Palace of Versailles looks, versus me deleting the whole thing and having to rewrite it, or if I wanted to maybe change this to a pink. Let's see. There it is. Just, you know, for ease of usability. So that's pretty much it. Those are the main things that you will be using throughout your planner. There's a lot of sections here for you to add like your own customization. There's a lot of sections for the journaling for you to add pictures. So I highly recommend playing around with it and kind of seeing what works for you and just making this your own. All right, thanks for watching.